Okay, so this is the website that I am working on creating. As you can see, it is a um, website that tracks government policies, voting records, and accountability for politicians. There's a policies tab, a flagged tab, politicians, and an APAC tracker. So we'll just go through them really quickly. The policies, um, I um, am working on getting it to um, place policies that are being introduced by politicians and which way each politician votes on the policy. I am prioritizing human rights policies, anything that affects human rights or freedom. And so I'm trying to work on that first. As you can see, um, this one is the healthcare accessibility reform policy that is being voted on. It expands healthcare coverage to underserved communities and reduces prescription drug costs. So there is a flag for potential corruption of high severity because pharmaceutical lobbyists met privately with opposing senators. Multiple pharmaceutical lobbyists held undisclosed private meetings with senators voting against the bill. These meetings occurred during the critical voting period, and the senators who attended subsequently voted to block provisions that would lower drug prices. Phone records and calendar entries confirm at least 15 private meetings over 3 weeks. And here's the money that was involved. And um, here's another policy that was rejected, has two flags for human rights of high severity. Um, it Rejection enables continued military operations affecting civilians. So it allowed continued U.S. military aid despite documented civilian casualties in Gaza. Um, and senators voting against this bill received significant APAC contributions. Financial conflict. So APAC and pro-Israel groups spent millions lobbying senators in the weeks before this vote. 94% of senators who voted against this bill received APAC contributions, averaging $127,000 per senator. And that's just some of them, guys. So there's many, many more. Um, there's a flagged tab, so it's pretty much the same as the policies tab, actually. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. There's no difference. Okay. And then there's a politicians tab. I'm working on putting in a filter where it filters severity of flags and self-enrichment percentage as um, since they've been a politician. So as you can see here, there is quite a few politicians with some flags that popped up right away. Um, a lot of them are for self-enrichment. Um, so for in my state, in New Mexico, our governor is Michelle Lujan Grisham, worth net worth is 7.2 million, and it says here she is flagged for self-enrichment of medium severity healthcare consulting income while overseeing healthcare policy. Details: Governor Grisham receives consulting income from healthcare organizations while simultaneously crafting state healthcare policy. This creates conflicts between personal financial interests and public policy decisions. That's the money involved right there. These are the policies introduced. And this is campaign funding and lobbyist activity. So we'll just go through a couple more. So I told it to flag for people who have been in office a long time. And so the details here, it says he's been in 26 years in the Senate, or in New York right now is his current one. Um, it could create special interest relationships and reduce accountability. New leadership could bring fresh perspectives and stronger constituent focus. And then financial conflict of high severity, Wall Street donations influence financial regulation votes. He received the largest financial industry contributions in Congress. His voting record shows 78% alignment with Wall Street positions on financial regulation, suggesting donor influence compromises independent gentry. There's his policies introduced and campaign funding, lobbyist activity. So, there's a couple more I wanted to go through. Okay, so here's another one that is compromised. Greg Abbott, he's been in office for 10 years. He is the current governor of Texas. Flagged him for a high severity financial conflict because he receives substantial contributions from fossil fuel industries and consistently blocks renewable energy initiatives. 94% alignment. And then he introduced these three policies. This is his campaign funding, lobbyist activity as well. Um, Here's one of them. Prioritizes oil extraction over indigenous rights and the environment. Okay, so here's another one. Jim Justice is worth that much, and he's West Virginia governor. Um, Flagged him for two high severity flags. Billionaire that owns coal mines and refuses to divest, creating direct conflicts. His companies owe millions in fines for safety violations and unpaid taxes. And um, he also um, is involved in state policies that directly benefit his personal business interests. Um, from his own policies. And he does this while owing the state millions in back taxes. So, as you can see, a lot of them are, self-enriched. Mendez is currently facing federal charges for accepting bribes, and he has served 18 years now um, under indictment. He represents the worst of career politician corruption. This is New Jersey. Okay. And so, as you can see, a lot of the politicians have flags. So I'm going to keep working on it. I also have an APAC tracker, and it lists how much each politician has been paid by APAC. So if you have any ideas, shoot me a message, and I would love to hear them. Thanks.